The way their drums come in, oh my days. And then Keem, are you happy for me?
Are you happy for me?
There's so many
Why is his
quotables.
voice like that?
Bitch, are you happy for
Bro,
me?
there's so many quotables in this
Smile on
album,
my
man.
face, but are you happy?
Why is he saying it like that?
I'm on the way. Are you happy for me?
I've never enjoyed a
Yo,
like this, by the way.
That's how I imagine him doing his posture when he says it.
Are you happy for
Why
me?
is he talking like that, bro?
Bitch, are you happy for me?
Alright, cool, innit?
But, but let's get down to the nitty gritty, the first topic, and we're going to review one of the most anticipated albums, not only of the year, maybe of the last two.
It's the
Wait,
biggest
no.
album drop we've had.
No, it's 1,855 days, in fact.
Wow, you actually know the number.
Yeah, but it's the biggest album drop we've had. Easily.
The most anticipated album drop in a long ass time, probably since we started this pod.
Easily, yeah.
We are going to be talking about dissecting, highlighting,
Talk about it.
talking about one Kendrick Lamar's new album, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers.
Kung Fu Kenny.
Doesn't he do this on the album a lot?
He
Window
does.
steppers, innit?
A lot of tap
Does
dancing.
down now. Window
But
steppers.
we ain't
a lot.
tap dancing around nothing today. We're getting straight to the nitty gritty.
Let's get down to nitty gritty.
Right. Kendrick Lamar. Where do we start with Kendrick Lamar?
Oh, man.
Compton, California's finest. Been in the game for a long ass time. Has classics upon classics.
Talk about it.
You could start going all the way back to 2011. Section 80,
It's where the love affair began.
where the love affair
ADHD.
began.
Rigor mortis.
Yes. Yes. Fuck your ethnicity. High power.
Oh,
Yo,
high power.
Fuck your ethnicity, yo. It was one of my. You know, you asked me the other day, like, which song can you live without, or couldn't you live
Yeah.
without? That's on my top.
And I said high
Yes.
power was
Yeah,
mine,
yeah,
innit?
yeah,
High
yeah.
power's
Sorry.
top five, Kendrick,
The foundation.
Yeah.
Oh,
Then we take it to Good Kid, Mad City.
talk about it.
The instant classic that it was.
Yak,
Contrary to Peter's belief.
Backseat freestyle.
Wait, what?
Contrary to Peter's belief.
Wait, you got a Good Kid, Mad City view?
No, I just said it wasn't an instant classic.
Alright.
It was an
Yeah,
instant
me carry on. There's gonna be mad
Was
fights.
it- I said
then-
it.
Oh
But
man,
I-
no.
And then-
Peter's evil villain today.
Ha,
I see what time
Yes.
it is.
Yeah,
I see what time it is.
It was
Nah,
an instant what?
The instant classic.
It was an instant
That
classic.
was Good Kid, Mad City.
I
That's a
mean,
fact. That was an instant classic.
And then going away for a minute and following it up with To Pimp a Butterfly.
Talk about it.
walls could talk.
Yeah.
Another instant
Sorry.
classic. you
That
could
was
argue.
perfect.
All
Another
right.
That album
you
was
could argue.
perfect.
Right,
yeah.
King.
One of the most
Yeah,
important
oh.
albums of the 2010s, if not the most important album.
Mortal Man on that as well.
He then went away again and came back and gave you Damn.
I don't give a fuck. No.
I don't give a fuck.
I don't. Come on.
Man said,
What are we
if I
doing?
gotta slap a pussy, make it look sexy.
He did. Duckworth. Pride.
Duckworth.
When are they gonna put? When
Royalty.
are they gonna put
Wow.
respect on man?
XXX. He even had Bono sounding sexy. And then he went away again. And the whole world was wondering when the next K dot dropping. And then maybe about a week or so ago, on a Monday, I wake up and I find a new Kendrick drop, The Heart Part 5,
Heart Part 5.
and it's video in which he morphs into various figures.
Yo,
of
can I
black
just say?
culture.
Can I just say, yo, that deep fake stuff is gonna get man in trouble.
It's going to get people
Yeah,
in trouble.
fully.
Man. It's going to get people
Fully.
in trouble. Because it had the mannerisms in which they move as well.
Like,
the
if you
Will
got-
Smith mannerism was 10 out of 10.
Yo, if like a woman or whoever wants to like orchestrate a divorce and be like, you cheated, and you're like, no, I didn't. Well, what is this?
Boom.
What are you meant to do?
Yeah, man.
Because it was the way they were moving their head.
Fam.
Yep.
He looked like Will Smith. Like, even
Fam,
though
he
was
morphed-
moving his
it
head,
was just
it
real.
looked like
It was
Will Smith.
them. It
He
was-
morphed into Will Smith,
Yeah, anyway.
Kanye West, O.J. Simpson,
Nipsey.
Jussie Smollett, Nipsey Hussle, and someone else?
Kobe.
Kobe.
Kobe as well.
Yeah.
And that just got the internet on fire. Hyped
Crazy.
for this new drop.
What a guy.
And then 4 days later, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers dropped. And here we are. It is a double album, 9 tracks apiece, clocking at about an hour, 20 minutes. And it contains features by the likes of his cousin and player partner, Baby Keem.
Future GOAT.
Hot take. Kodak Black, Summer Walker, Ghostface Killah, Sampha, Blast, Amanda Reefer, Tanner Leone, Beth Gibbons from Portishead, Sam Dew, and a bag others.
Yeah, that Sam Dew's got a voice, boy.
Yeah,
hell of a
he used to work with Wale quite a bit.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Sweet. And production by the likes of Soundwave, DJ Dahi,
Soundwave.
Beach Noise, Deval Timothy, Boy Wonder.
You know, I know Deval Timothy.
Yes.
Yeah, you know his brother. Well, I almost did some music with him back in the day, but Deval Timothy is an amazing producer, songwriter, and his brother Miles Timothy used to go by the name of Crazy Bandit and used to be like a grime artist. But they're from Southeast, so shout out Southeast. I would like to say another win for Nigeria, but they're actually from Sierra Leone.
I mean,
Salute to Sierra Leone.
salute to Sierra Leone. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel you. Shout out to Timothy as well, but we're going to get into that. But the time has come, boys.
The time has
Kendrick has released another album. I want to go off the bat and say it's a tough album in the sense of what he's talking about, because he very much following his artistic tradition of like kind of looking within himself and looking outward in his environment and looking at, you know, survivors, guilt, grief, you know, life, death, riches, and all that good stuff. He's kind of back into that lane, but it's very much in the vein of like a therapy session for him. Like there's themes throughout this album where, you know, you have his wife Whitney Alford kind of in instructing him to go to therapy. You have the teachings of German philosopher Eckhart Tolle kind of soundtracking the album as well, and he's very much looking inwards. It sounds like to me it's his most personal album for a lot of reasons that we're going to get into. But boys, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, what do we think? The floor is open.
Who wants to start?
You can.
You might want me to start. I'll start. Yeah, that's fine.
Go
Man. So
first of all, before you start,
yeah,
talk through your expectations for this album, if there were any.
I didn't have any, man. It's Kendrick.
Liar.
It's not seriously.
Liar.
I didn't have any. You can't with Kendrick because you just don't know where he's going to go artistically. So it's difficult to have any expectations. I expected, actually no, tell a lie. I expected quality music because it's Kendrick in it, and his record at the moment is, you know, he ain't got no L's in it. So I expected some quality music. But so you man kind of know my process with regards to artists releasing albums. I stay away from the singles. So when he dropped The Heart Part 5 and everybody was kind of buzzing and talking about it, I kind of stayed away from it because I wanted to wait to see if it was going to be on the album. And then when I saw that it wasn't on the album, I thought I could listen to it. But by the time that had come around, the album was out. So I went back and I listened to The Heart Part 5 and I watched the video and I was like, yo, this is fucking amazing. I absolutely loved the video, bro. And he was spitting. He was really spitting, man. And I felt like he was talking to the hood. And I just loved the perspective that he was coming from on that track. So boom, I listened to that song. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm ready for this album. And actually, before I started pressing play, I was kind of surprised it wasn't on the album because I just thought it was that great of a song.
He usually doesn't put the hearts
Yeah, he
on
doesn't.
albums.
Yeah, I know, but I just thought because it was so close to the release of the album, it was going to be on there, but it wasn't. So I listened to the album. I give it the once over. And I think Nee had actually called me the day after I'd listened to it. And my initial feeling was just that I weren't sure. I was kind of conflicted. I felt like it was a beautiful album in parts, very beautiful. The content felt like his best to date. It felt like he had dug to a place that he hadn't done before. And he's given us personal songs, but I just felt like he took it to a whole nother point. And I think the added element of him going to therapy probably helps in that respect as well. But my initial feeling was I wasn't sure about the production, and which made the flows and the lyrics a bit difficult to take in. Even though I enjoyed the content, the delivery of the content was quite tough to take in. I really enjoyed the messages throughout the album on the first listen, but I don't know, there just still wasn't, I still couldn't give you a definitive, yo, I love this album. I loved what the messages were, but I couldn't say I loved this album and the music behind it. So I kind of walked away from it like, I'm not sure. And then I went back to it and I felt the same way. I still felt the same. I think I took in more of the messages. The lyrics were hitting me a bit more. I was like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? I have an even deeper appreciation of what he was doing in the album. And then on the third listen, something kind of tweaked where songs that I weren't really feeling to begin with, I started quite enjoying. But I still can't say I love this album though. I know it's a good album. I know it is. But I can't say that I will go back to it much.
Are you forcing yourself?
No, I'm not forcing myself. It's Kendrick. So there are times where I need multiple listens. But yeah, I can't say I love this album though. But I know it's a good album.
But can you definitively say that you like it?
I like moments.
You like moments?
Yeah, I like moments. There were songs that he, like Auntie's Diaries, I love. Father Time, I love. We Cry Together, I love. Do you know what I mean? So there are songs that I enjoy, but then there are songs where I'm not feeling the production behind it. Like United in Grief, I think it's called the first tune. I
First tune,
weren't feeling
You
that.
like
You weren't feeling United in Grief.
Nah, bro.
He
It was
barred
all
out
over the
on
place
that
for me.
different.
Yo,
Nah,
he
man.
barred down that song.
The lyrics were great,
Yeah,
but the music behind it just was a bit all over the place to me, man. And I felt like it was very staccato jazz, and I love jazz, but it just weren't really for me. I weren't feeling it. And then N95, I was like, yo, bro, what
You
the
didn't
fuck
like
is this,
N95?
man? Like,
Fam, you're
What-
You
what-
didn't like N95?
This
I was like, yo, what the fuck is this?
Take it off. You didn't like it?
I felt like, yo, baby.
You out of
I
pocket.
felt like he was doing a favor for Baby Keem. Like Baby Keem produced the thing. That's his cousin. Let's rap to this. That's how I felt.
You know,
Okay.
N95 was made 2 years ago as well, by the way.
Yeah,
In
the
Peter's
video was
yeah,
made
he
2
made
years
it
ago.
In Peter's
yeah.
years
defense,
ago.
I didn't love N95 to begin with when I first heard it. I
Yeah.
didn't love it.
This-
It's grown on me.
Yo,
The
so
album-
N95, that video has probably got about 15 million views on YouTube right now. I easily gave it about 5 million of those. Easily.
It's a hell of a video. I'll say that much.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But you
Yeah, man. I don't think I like it.
think
man.
it's gonna take you a couple more listens to appreciate, or you
Maybe so. Maybe so, man. Because Yeezus was a grower for me. Do you know what I mean? That was definitely a grower for me. And I remember when Nee first listened to it, he was like, "Yo, this might be the Yeezus in his catalog." And at times it kind of gave me that feel, and it also gave me 444 feel, but a deeper version of that. But from the musicality standpoint, it was definitely very different to what he's already given us, and maybe that's what has thrown me off, and maybe that's why it's taken me a bit longer to get into it. But at the moment, I don't think I like it. And it's hard because I'm conflicted with it because I love the content. Content-wise, I think it might be his best album.
You just don't like
The reason
But,
why
but,
I
but,
asked
but,
why,
the music behind it, I don't know, man.
the reason why I asked why you forcing it in my Nigerian accent was because I feel like a lot of people feel like they kind of have to like a Kendrick thing, and like you don't have to like
don't
it.
like
it. Oh, absolutely.
man. You don't have to like
Absolutely.
No, but there are albums that like in the initial like first 2-3 listens I don't like, and then years later,
it. I mean,
end
I'll
up-
judge you for not liking it for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I
But,
feel you.
but, you know, you
But
don't
sometimes
have
it
to.
takes longer for things for you to get things and for things to hit you. So
I think this
it
album
may
is
be a
definitely
case
raw.
here.
I think it's
Because
definitely raw.
I think I was the same with Damn. I didn't like Damn straight away.
Wow.
Yeah, it took me a while, and I was like, yo, I fucking love Damn. I don't think it's a classic, but I love it though.
I hear you.
Do you know what I mean? So I don't know with this album. At the moment, I don't like it.
Damn.
Yeah,
That is.
and he's talking about very important things.
Bro, I love
So
this
it's
album.
hard. Do you know what I mean?
No, I'm the opposite, bro.
Mm.
I love this album. I think Kendrick done the hardest thing in the world for me, which is telling the world about himself without being arrogant,
Mm.
and then telling the world about himself without it being too much. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
Like he balanced it perfectly, having a mirror to the world. Like this is what you lot are, and you lot are all, whether it's Instagram, Twitter, the world we live in now, and then telling us everything that he lives through. Whether it was Auntie Diaries, whether it was Rich Stories,
Yeah, man.
and then whether it was N95.
Mm.
The first half of it, I definitely got the big steppers, and then the second half, I was saying Mr. Morale.
Yeah.
I think it was kind of flipped in the way he
Mm.
worded it, but I loved everything about this album. The flow changed, the way he was messing with his voice. I don't think anyone could do that better than Kendrick as well. I think the way Kendrick changes his voice, depending on the song, I don't think anybody's doing that better than him right now in terms of rapping. And this album grew on me, by the way. First time I heard it, it's a heavy listen. This album's a heavy listen. Talk about what he's talking about, whether it was LGBT, whether it was domestic violence, whether it's poverty, police brutality. It's a heavy listen. But to me, we're going to deep into it more later. But just how I feel now, I've gone back to this album more than I've gone back to, I think, any album since Good Kid for Kendrick. I've gone back to this album easily more than I've gone back to any album.
Even
since
to
Good Kid.
Pimp.
Yeah, I've definitely gone back to this more. Because I think there's certain songs that Father Time is going to be a song forever, in my opinion. The way what he's talking about,
Yeah.
the last verse where he's talking about people that are fatherless and they're looking to whether they're
Yeah, I
looking
mean,
into
Father Time
inspiration.
speaks to me more than any other
It's
song on this
timeless.
album.
And I can't,
And I was even going to say, and sorry to cut you both off, like I don't think there's been a rapper that has spoke about daddy issues from that perspective.
Not in that
before.
way.
We usually get rappers coming from a bravado standpoint where it's like, yo, fuck pops, fuck this, do you know what I mean? But not from the perspective of having your dad
100%.
there.
Mm.
Maybe when they're absent, but not there. Having daddy issues when they're there.
Which threw me off a little bit because obviously in Good Kid, Mad City, even though dad is present, it's kind of more positive because he doesn't want him to be like anything like the street guys that he sees and what he might have been. Whereas now on Father Time, it's very much flipped on its head. Like, you're the reason why I am this way and here's why, sort of thing. Like, it's a very deep song.
Yeah.
You were saying, Ma?
yeah, no, just you could go into it, but the whole album's deep. Which one is it? Is it We're in This Together, where the girl and the guy
And
We
cried
cry
together.
cried together?
I love that.
That was intense,
So
man.
that song reminds me of
Kim.
all of the arguments.
I was gonna say Kim Eminem as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, of course, it reminds me of Kim for sure. But it also reminds me of all the times in relationships where I've deliberately caused arguments
Well, you just been
because
toxic.
I knew that it was going to result in mind-blowing sex.
So you just been toxic.
Sick.
Imagine your toxic days.
I'm not going to be the only one in the room who admits to that.
Well, it's too late.
Is this a safe space or not?
It's
I-
fully
I
safe
ain't
space, but
admitting that,
I
man.
can't say
I don't.
actively start an
I don't think I've done that
I
before.
can't like the song ain't
lie
got that
to
in the
you.
comment with me.
I've never done that. So I'm sorry.
The bit where she was clapping was like, I should have fucked another dick. I was like,
That
yo,
was
that's
crazy.
wild.
That was crazy.
That's wild,
That
bro.
was crazy.
Yo.
Oh my.
Wait, you guys have never like just like, I'm not saying like started an argument, but I'm saying like you could have pulled back out of what was an incoming
But you know
argument,
what
but
you
you're like,
want.
fuck it, I'm gonna go in on this one. I'm gonna stick to my grounds because it's gonna end amazingly.
Yeah.
I'm the only one who's done that.
I'm not on that train.
I'm
Alright,
not.
bet.
I'm sorry.
Cool.
Sorry.
But-
Not- not yet. Anyway.
All right. Well,
Yeah, you could talk into the album, but to me, yeah, it was a very savior. There's so many high points on this album.
I think he contradicted himself on that song though, man.
I
Because
think the whole premise of the album is I'm not. I think the whole premise was don't listen to me.
nah,
Like,
but I
love
don't think
you
you
so
can't
much.
say
Kendrick's
that.
been a
I don't think you
contradiction.
can say
How?
that because bro, the album cover is him with a crown, bro. So you're embracing this savior complex thing, but then
But
you're
is he
saying
doing
I'm
that
not.
for his family or is he
But
doing
heavy,
that for
but
us?
heavy is also.
I think for
Is the crown for us or his family?
okay, good point.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To me,
It, could,
was
it
more-
depends how you interpret it.
And
To-
heavy
yeah,
is
to
also
me-
the head that wears the crown as
Yeah.
well. Like even though he wears it, and sometimes he might feel like he wants to, it's a burden.
I think he's spoken that on Damn as well, though.
Kendrick's
I
been
think Kendrick has
came
spoke
out
about-
from the beginning
Yeah,
and said, I am going to be a contradiction.
Yeah, he goes.
That's
I
his
don't
whole
want
thing.
this. I think it
Good
was
Kid,
in-
Mad City is a perfect exemplification of like the life that he has had to lead and the fact that he has had to be banging at the same time as trying to be this spiritual, noble person who is like teaching people.
He's got a bar, good killer.
I mean, he's always been that
Imagine
guy.
Kendrick killing someone at 16. I remember.
Yeah.
I mean, even
Yeah,
even
he's
always
on-
been that guy.
Even on Savior, he says, "I'm not pro black. I'm more like Kodak Black."
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
Like,
So he's always going to give you those contradictions, and I think that was the point of the album.
Yeah, like I am just a human.
which is how we like people, by the way.
Yeah, of course.
That's why.
Tubac's
that's
my
why-
favorite rapper, so he's like walking contradiction
Yeah,
like, more
yeah.
than
Yeah.
anything, innit? Relax.
You could only bar 2 words. But what I'm saying is, just to be, I'll let you man go into it. But this album to me is, I'm gonna use a word, and if it's too big, it is what it is. It's not flawless. I'm not gonna say it's a flawless album, but to me, it's pretty damn close, man. I
Yeah.
enjoyed everything. There's not one thing I can't say I didn't enjoy about this album. From the interludes, there was one of the interludes that I wish was a song.
On Keem.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, Keem
And how
snaps.
good-
Yeah, he
like
slaps.
don't
Keem
you know when you're there, you're like,
slaps.
nah, we're not stopping this right now. It
Yeah,
genuinely
yeah.
was one of those feelings. And to me, Kendrick bodied this album, man. Like bodied this album in my opinion. Like I've gone back to it every. Do you know I used to go back to an album every day just out of, like just because I want to. It
Especially
genuinely.
an album as deep as and heavy as.
Do you
that
know what I
one.
mean? And it's, yeah, man. It's a lot of work. You man?
Got true.
It's a masterpiece, guys.
There we go.
It's a masterpiece. Like, I obviously need to preface this by saying I'm the biggest K-Dot fan, probably going, and I really don't see why he is as polarizing as he is in terms of his style and in terms of his contributions. But I guess maybe that's the evolution of this conversation. We'll get onto that. But this is a masterpiece from start to finish. You mentioned there are parts in this that make it not flawless. I would say that there's one point in this album I think that makes it not a flawless album. It's probably that track with Portishead, where he has that very, very long verse where, you know, if I kind of zoned out a little bit on it, and that's when I think he's aware of it, because that's when his voice starts getting more and more loud and more aggressive. But we're talking about somebody, and I mentioned this on mine yesterday, we're talking about somebody who every single time they drop an album, they reach a new peak. And I don't want to get into a debate about the upper echelons of rap. I was a hell of a lot more bolshy with it yesterday, but I had a couple of whiskeys. So I'm not going to do that today. We need to have that conversation, but I'm not going to do that today. This is a guy who every single time he drops a completely different level, a completely new sound, and it's always an enjoyable listen from start to finish. It's a challenging listen in some respects, and Peter mentioned that. I said that this is sort of like a Yeezus moment. It's not a Yeezus moment overall. I probably meant more that like it's harsh at times, it's unexpected at times, it can be almost a little bit abrasive at times. Whereas I think if you got a jazz album, To Pimp a Butterfly, it's a little bit more easy on the ears. If you got Damn, which they say is more his quote unquote more mainstream album, it's a bit more easy, but that in itself had difficult moments. This album, from start to finish, is just head and shoulders above anybody who is considered to be Kendrick Lamar's peer today. He picked the right producers, as usual. He's done a lot. I think he did quite a bit of production himself as well, which which is a space in itself, which I'm very excited
Is that
about.
who OK Llama is?
Oklahoma
that's
is him.
That's
Oklahoma is
That's
him.
him.
Okay.
That's why
Oklahoma is him.
Kodak Black goes.
Yeah.
Okay, Llama.
Yeah,
Right.
Oklahoma is him. Or OK Llama, I don't know how you pronounce it. But that's going to be part of the whole PG Lang thing as well. The decision, and I like decisions like this. It's kind of like when J. Cole decided to put Cameron on the introduction of the latest album, like just random things. He puts Kodak Black as the narrator out of nowhere, and it makes fucking sense.
It's a bit more problematic though, man.
It's not problematic because again, like,
Let me tell you why though, because of what Kodak has been accused of doing. This guy was, I don't know if he, I think he actually went to, I don't know if he did prison
I
time.
think he done prison time for assault.
Yeah,
Assault.
for sexual assault. So it was a bit techie.
he served his time, right?
I don't know. I don't actually know what happened with the case, but
I mean,
there were allegations
Was it
though,
sexual
innit?
assault or did he domestic?
I don't know.
But you guys on N95, he's like, what the fuck is cancel culture, dog?
Yeah. I'm
If
like,
you
open
served your
dark.
time, if the whole thing about the justice system is you do the crime and you serve your time, if he served his time, what I mean, Kodak Black is still one of the more famous rappers in hip hop right now.
And do we shut
Like,
it
is he
forever?
yeah, I mean, how long does that dynamic potentially last?
think it's
I don't
much-
think it's controversial that he's on this album. I think it's just a symbol of just how well he is respected, and maybe also a symbol of just us maybe not knowing the full story. Like,
I think there's a lot of the uproar.
despite the verdict.
I think a lot of the uproar came from not only the fact that he's got priors as far as like sexual assault and stuff, but it's also the fact of you're Kendrick Lamar. What are you doing with someone like Kodak? It seemed as if on paper that just wouldn't work. And if you listen to Kodak, as problematic as he is and can be, he's a good artist.
And he's very introspective.
Very introspective.
If you listen to his music, he's very introspective. He does a lot of fuck shit. He really does. He's ghetto, bruv.
Very.
But he's smart.
The older heads seem to love him.
Yeah.
Like the older heads, the Coles,
The
'cause
biggest
Cole had
names
him,
know him.
the Kendricks.
Yeah, they all
Like,
love
they
him.
seem to love him for some reason. Why I don't know.
But also,
Yeah.
it just shows that they're not ready to give up on him just because he's got these cases on his name or he's got this reputation.
And that should be
Which
right.
is a conversation that society's
Which
not
is- which is
really,
cancel cul- which
yeah,
is
it's
what
not
they
really
cancel
ready to have.
culture.
Yeah, yeah.
And which is
what
the
Kendrick's
antithesis.
going against.
Yeah, exactly.
So if anything, Kodak Black being there is almost like a mechanism to kind of go against that. Like, okay, you've got this cancel culture. All right, cool. We don't hear that over here, sort of thing. So I respected it and I liked it for the most part. Kodak did his job. Even on the feature on Silent Hill, did his thing. The interlude, introducing the album, like he didn't put a foot wrong on his album for me.
Like, and it's his last album with TDE, right? So by all means, he could have taken his foot off the gas completely, but this sounds like an album that he has put the most effort in as well.
Yeah, I
Like
think-
you listen to this album, and it's an album that you can clearly see. He obviously had time with the pandemic happening to go back to this album and fine tune things. I'm sure that lyric about Drake and Kanye wasn't there when he first wrote that song, right? Like the pandemic has ultimately meant that everything was on delay, which is why the N95 video is an older video. His hairstyle's changed. He's got dreads now. He didn't have dreads in that video, etc., etc., etc. So for that reason, it sounds like an album which he's gone back to and finally tweaked and etc., etc., and that shows. But I mean, I guess that just turned out to be his luck because it ended up just being the most intricate album. And to your point, he goes to spaces, to both of your points, he goes into spaces which are super, super difficult to go into without it being heavy, without it being preachy. Like the Father Time tune with Sampha. I mean, I love Sampha, but I don't love his music.
I don't like his voice.
I've never heard the guy sound so amazing. Right, like, and great artists bring that out of other artists. The reason why Sampha sounds that great is because Kendrick put him in the perfect platform. Baby Keem, like, I mean, that story is going to develop into something special. I think
Yeah,
he's
you can see
already
already.
20 years old, 21 years old. He's a Grammy winner. His influence is over here, and to be 21 and people to be like, I can hear your influence on a Kendrick Lamar album. You know how special this boy is.
so
So
clear as well.
it's mad, right? I don't necessarily need to go into the tracks by tracks, but like from the start to finish, this is just incredible.
It's art,
right?
man.
It's incredible.
I
The
want to touch
guy-
on something you said. And this album showed it to me more than anything. The level of Kendrick to his peers, it's not even funny.
Yeah.
Like it's not even funny because I love the off season.
Yeah.
The gap between the off season and this album, or the guy that made what's the light skin you say? Drake.
The light skin.
Like the gap between that guy gives me what's that song? What's that TikTok song?
Oh man.
Oh, Tootsie Slide.
Like look at the difference. One is giving me Tootsie Slide. Do you know what I mean though? Like just artistically, the levels between
I did
Kendrick-
think about that too.
Like
man.
come on, one is giving me Tootsie Slide and TikTok videos, but Kendrick, just the differences.
Do you not think the off
It's a
season?
massive
Do you not
gap,
think
bro.
the off season, like J Cole, could hold the off season verse next to him?
I
No, off season sounds like a mixtape now, bro.
Bro, I've genuinely about to say, I've gone back to off season. Off season just it is damn near a mixtape. Like, he just, but no,
In
I love
comparison.
Off-Season. Yeah, I love Off-Season.
Yeah.
Don't get twisted. What he does to Certified Lover Boy ain't even funny.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even funny what he does to Certified
Yeah.
Lover Boy.
Explicit.
Yeah. But the difference between, I don't think I've ever seen in rap anyway, a group of peers come out and want to be so outlandish compared to the rest.
But it's always been
Because
like
whenever
a
it was Hove, there was still Nas. Whenever there
yeah,
was
but it's,
the-
for me, it's
the
always been
Jars,
like
there
a
was the 50s,
disingenuous.
there was always a close proximity to when the new group come out.
Yeah.
Kendrick is damn near far and away from everyone else.
Yeah.
But for me, it's always been a disingenuous rivalry.
I
I think it's been a rivalry which has been concocted by the labels. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think this Drake, it wouldn't surprise me if this Drake and Kendrick thing is completely orchestrated from start to finish, right? Like, you never see Ronaldo and Messi in the same room, but somebody must have said to them, man,
No, I think
if
they
you
definitely
guys,
had
if you got, maybe, but like, it couldn't have been anything crazy. No one fucked someone else's misses or anything like that. It's just rivalry on the pitch. But somebody must have said from their PR teams, you both make more money if people think you hate each other. Right? And I think that's basically what's happened. Like, we know that the Drake and Kanye thing was massively concocted. It got a little bit messy, but that was massively concocted. And Kanye West pretty much said that himself. So I think a lot of these rivalries that are modern day rivalries and peer groups as we see them are a bit disingenuous. Like, for me, Kendrick has always been like head and shoulders above.
And that's why I think the Drake
Cole for me is next, and then Drake is so much more far below.
it's not even a joke.
It's not even a joke, but they shouldn't be measured on the same standards because they're completely different artists.
Just
The only
because of
ones,
artistry.
yeah, like the only ones who are similar in artistry is Cole and K-Dot,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
But there's levels within that as well. So I don't know, man.
Do you think Drake felt away about that bar on Father Time?
Nah, why, I don't think he should.
Yeah.
I think he did.
Yeah.
He felt way
He
over
will.
control.
Exactly.
He felt way over control. Like when he went on, was it Elliot Wilson show?
Yeah.
And it was like to Elliot
That's
Wilson.
how it
We're not gonna
started.
remember- yeah,
But-
that's
but
how it
I don't
started. Because
think-
we're not going to remember this in a couple of years.
I
Tell me
don't,
how
I
the
don't,
song
I don't think
starts.
Kendrick said anything bad though. What do you say? That I'm
What did he
surprised
say,
them two
control?
came together. I'm not as mature. What's wrong with that?
What did he say?
But he
Control
said
does?
when Kanye got back with Drake,
I was slightly confused.
Yeah.
Guess I got some more
That's-
growing
yeah.
to do. No, that song's amazing. man.
Aubrey is probably going to think that in his own head and think, right, is this man coming for me?
He don't
the
want it.
same way that
Yeah,
he felt for the control verse.
You don't want it though. I'm rapping with a Ghost Rider.
I mean,
What the
that-
fuck happened? Oh no,
I
are
mean,
you
that's been-
crazy?
that's
How is someone barring you and it's just a song like that? I said, I'm rapping with a Ghost Rider. What the fuck happened? Oh no! I swear I won't tell. Nah, Kendrick's a goat. Nah, I don't care.
I've not ever been this loud on a podcast.
No, because no, because the way, look, it's only a matter of time. Do you know what I compare Kendrick to? And I really want to get into this. We're all sports fans here. I like to think we all like football. Do you remember when Messi had 4 Ballon d'Ors by 25?
yeah,
And it was only a matter of time before we call him the GOAT.
yeah,
That's Kendrick to a T to me.
yeah.
It's the 4 Ballon d'Ors at 25.
I hear it.
And it's only a matter of time before we conglomerately all agree he's the GOAT. It's only a matter of time, man.
Well, maybe not. All of us.
No, someone's always going to hate. But to me, it's Messi with 4 Ballon d'Ors, man, at 25. Because it was only a matter of time when we called Messi the GOAT. We knew at 25.
Do you know what I appreciate about this album? I like the way Kendrick.
Before you do that,
Yeah.
I will take that one step further. I think Kendrick is the closest thing to a GOAT we've had since Jigga.
I agree there.
I'm not-
I think there is a massive gap between when we recognize Jay-Z as a GOAT to now. There's a massive gap that nobody has filled.
100%.
And I think Kendrick Lamar is now the guy who is the GOAT. He's the closest thing to the GOAT.
Do you think it's only a matter of time as well?
And when I say GOAT, I mean like, greatest rapper living or greatest rapper alive. Whatever fucking umbrella we want to put it on. That's a
Yeah.
completely different
Do you
debate.
think it's only a matter of time before he's the GOAT?
No, he's not going to be the GOAT.
Let me just... We're going to come back to you. I just want everyone to... You get me?
We can't argue. We cannot argue with this guy's catalog at this point, man.
Of course we can't, but it's more than that.
I think I said to you guys.
He won't. He
But-
won't.
but
He won't. He
we-
won't.
We can
we
make
just
it more than
leave a
that.
comment.
We can make it more than that if we want to. But we don't give a fuck about the side projects. We don't give a fuck about how much money he is making. We don't care about that.
No, but that all adds into somebody being great,
Nah,
bro.
nah, nah.
No, bro. I think we're like confusing the best with the greatest, bro. Like we can't. Nobody's gonna be better than Jigga. That's just what it is. I don't
But
care
we're
how
talking
many
about
classic
only
albums.
music,
I don't care how many great albums you give me. You're not gonna be greater than Jigga, man. Jigga's just done too much. Jigga's too big, bro.
Musically, has he,
But
done,
when-
has
He
he,
co-
but
co-
has he
culture-
musically done too much?
Culturally, he's done too much,
I
man.
want to strip out that culture
Just
shit.
music.
We
That's what
can't. We
I'm
can't
saying.
strip out that
But we
culture shit.
can.
No, we can't, bro.
music.
No, we can't, man. Why should we?
Let me ask you a question. Just music
Talk to
alone.
me.
Just take away for culture
Talk
for
to
2
me.
minutes.
Go on.
And you're just saying just music alone.
Yeah.
He's got to be in the
He's got to
conversation.
be
Stop sleeping on
like,
man.
He's got to be...
I ain't gonna lie to you, man, bro. Give me Jigga's best 4 albums. I'm putting them against Kendrick's 4 albums, and I'm picking Jigga's. So to me, nah, he ain't gonna be greater than Jigga. I'm sorry.
Did Jay-Z start like this?
No, it took a while.
That's my point.
It took a while.
To go 4 for 4 like... to
And me
I
saying
only
that
think-
is
I
not
think this
disputing
time around,
Kendrick's
it's one.
greatness. By no means am I doing that, but we can't. I don't want to be so quick to say he's gonna be the GOAT, man. Do you know what Jigga had to do to get there, bruv?
Yeah.
And look at the albums that he dropped, bruv. And there was still people kind of debating that. So I ain't gonna allow Kendrick the easy. Do you know what I mean? The easy win of saying, yo, one more, and he's nah.
I don't think it's
bro.
I think
we gotta wait for that.
It's only a matter of time to me.
Yeah.
All right.
I think to go back to Mo's analogy about football, I think some of these younger guys, these newer guys, are achieving some of these accolades quicker than their predecessors, bro. So it's not.
I don't like that.
It's not a slight. It's not a slight to Jay-Z to say that somebody like Kendrick may already be on his coattails, given that he did Section 80, he did to Good Kid, Mad City, to Pimp a Butterfly, Damn, and now Mr. Morale.
Nah,
That's
man.
5 albums which arguably nobody's going to deny at least,
It's
8 or 9 out of 10, each of them.
It's disrespectful,
Right?
man.
Jay-Z, we're getting to a point where Jay-Z really, really might be a bit stressed about catalog alone. He's not gonna be stressed about Kendrick. He's not, huh?
He lost albums 4 for 4, right?
Yeah, he's not gonna be stressed about Kendrick as a whole entity and businessman and all this other shit. He's not gonna be worried in that respect. No one's on Jay-Z's level. But musically,
Nah, man.
I mean, we need to stop.
No, musically.
We need to open it up.
Nah.
We need to open it up.
You man are being disrespectful. You man are being forgetful, bruv. We ain't-
Jigga's like one of my top 5 greatest ever,
Fam,
anything.
I
right?
know that, but we're being forgetful right now, and we're being slightly disrespectful, bro, man. Nah, I'm not having it, man. I'm not having it. Nah. I'm not having it.
Since
man.
we're here,
We ain't
let's do
doing
it. You said you put Jay's 4 best albums up against Kendrick's. What are his 4 best albums?
It's a Reasonable Doubt, Blueprint, Black Album, and most people today are saying 444.
Against Good Kid, To Pimp, Damn, and Mr. Morale.
Yeah. If I'm stuck on a desert island, I know which 4 I'm picking, and I love To Pimp a Butterfly. That's probably like in my
You're
top.
taking
To Pimp a Butterfly is probably my top 5
So-
hip hop albums ever.
So Desert Island, you got 5 albums to listen to for the rest of your life. You're picking
4
You got 4
between
albums to
Jigga
listen
and
to.
K Dot.
Yeah, you're taking the 4.
I'm taking Jiggers.
Fam, your palate is gonna be very malnourished.
Not at all.
Your palate will
Nah.
be malnourished, bruv.
Nah, not at all, man.
Within K Dot has
I
got.
love the Black Album.
Nah, I'm saying that, but it's.
I'm taking Kendrick.
And
I'm never
yeah,
gonna
this is
go
what I'm
Kendrick.
saying, bro. Like, we have to think about musicality when thinking about Desert Island. 4 albums I'm gonna listen to for the rest of my life. Kendrick has done every type of track at this point.
Even hear the conversation. We're talking about Kendrick's first 4 albums. Jay-Z been here for damn near 30 years.
You're a man who likes averages, innit?
Yeah.
When we start talking about man like Slim Shady and that,
That
he
makes
likes
sense.
the average
And I
chat.
Bro, you know me. Ho's my favorite rapper of all time. It's always been the case.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't think it's disrespectful. No one's even had a conversation with Jigga
Yeah.
since the 90s.
Nice.
Not as in, I'm talking about from take away his era.
Okay.
Outside his era, no one's even come close to now.
I think they tried it with Wayne.
He was a great rapper in life. I don't think ever. Do you know what I mean? So, for this to be the first time people are having this conversation where it's like, yo, he's coming for it. I don't think that's disrespectful, man. It shows you respect that no one said it for a good 30 years. That's the respect there.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? The respect is no one said it and then after the 90s.
Yeah, and it's like, it's no disrespect because Kendrick isn't a flash in the pan. If we were saying this about Kodak, because he had one nice like 5-star album.
I know.
But this is
I know.
K-Dot who's been doing it since, as you say, 2010. I think I got into him in like 2009, 2010. Like, and that was overly dedicated.
I remember.
I got into when did I get onto it?
Like,
It was around about when the city.
and then High Power came out.
Yeah,
I mean,
fam,
his,
I remember
his
how I
verse
got-
on The City,
That's what made
still
me-
to this day,
that's what made me
is one of the
like Kendrick.
greatest. Like, come on, man.
His verse on
Come
The
on,
City.
man.
What?
Come on, man. This is K-Dot, you. Like,
And he's only gonna get more consistent as well. I don't think he's gonna. I don't know if he's capable of dropping. a
You
bad
man acting like Jigga stop rapping.
Yeah, it feels like it.
Like Jigga can't.
he's not active.
Like Jigga
But
can't.
look, but
Like
bro-
Jigga can't drop a flawless album tomorrow.
He's not
album.
active,
But
though.
bro, look at what happens when he does drop a kind of cool verse on Pusha T's.
Nah, we ain't there, man.
I'm just saying.
Right, but in his defense,
You're only as good as your last 16, buddy.
His last album was amazing.
I know it.
Last album was
and I love
amazing,
4-4.
yeah.
I love 4-4.
I never
for
loved
sure.
it.
What a bum
But
bum.
if Kendrick continues on this trajectory, it's going to be undeniable.
Telling you, Messi.
Artistically, it will be undeniable.
But then-
you might have your preference, but when you put Jay's catalog against Kendrick's catalog, when all is said and done, even if Kendrick doesn't make another album after this,
Which is an important point, by the way, because he might not.
I genuinely
we
think
might
we're
be waiting for a
we're
while.
never hearing from Kendrick
Yeah,
again
yeah,
for the
yeah.
next
We
5
might
years,
be
bro.
waiting for
This
a
is it.
while.
You're not
Yeah,
seeing
yeah,
him
yeah.
again.
but you know, if we're going to be waiting a decade, listen, that album's going to be fire.
This album's already it surpassed Damn for me, and I love Damn.
It's 100%
It's
surpassed Damn.
Damn easily.
100%.
It surpassed Damn.
100%.
I'm not ready to say
But
that.
then it's a bigger conversation because I think Damn's a classic. But
So what's generally been the feedback on Kendrick's album, like on social media? What
I
people
think,
say?
I think
You raise a
I
very
think rap heads.
It's been divided.
triggering point, Pete.
It's been very, very divided.
I think I saw Pitchfork rated It's Almost Dry higher than this. But
B dot goals, he'll give it 4.5.
But Pitchfork can S my D.
I think B dot, B dot
forever,
goals.
forever.
Remember from the Mac.
Pitchfork has no
he'll
credibility
give
in
it
that respect.
4.5.
Yeah.
4.5 max is
I
a
think.
crazy one.
Look, I mentioned in my blurb at the start that Kendrick Lamar is polarizing, and I don't understand it. I do think like today, like the original or initial, I should say, response to any album these days is it's whack. Shout out Jack Harlow.
It's trash.
And maybe, because you know me, I'm cynical in many respects. Like maybe that's like the PR teams of these rappers like flooding Twitter with like, oh, this album's whack, so that people go and listen to it, right? Get the streams. But people were saying the usual stuff about Kendrick Lamar. He's preachy. He doesn't care about black people. He always talks down on us, etc., etc. But
He pissed off the
he pissed off
some
the
parts.
Yeah, he makes an album as beautiful. A song as beautiful as Auntie Diaries, and certain corners of LGBTQ plus community are saying like the way that you are using pronouns is incorrect. The way that you use the word or the F word.
The whole song is.
I think it was all deliberate though.
But it
was.
But when you have
Because my experience of the song is him, I guess, telling these tales to critique himself and society, and him using the incorrect pronouns. I think is like showing the process.
Yes,
because the last
that's how I got it.
Yes, but you're a hip hop fan, and there are too many people who are writing about hip hop who don't know the fucking
it
shit.
makes sense because the last verse, I think he goes, he
Right.
didn't even say the word.
Yeah.
He didn't say the F word in that last verse because he showed you high school,
Yeah.
elementary, high school, and now where I am.
Yeah.
The whole song's just about growth.
And then I read something where they were like, "Oh,
Exactly.
Kendrick Lamar is walking us through his journey towards wokeness, and it's almost as if he's asking us to thank him or to congratulate him." And it's just like, like being
You
a
can't-
rapper.
I don't know if I
it's
would, and this
thankless,
might
bro.
be controversial. I don't know if I would equate the N word with the F word though.
Nah. Yo, Pete, I don't know if we can have.
I think it's just. I hear you.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I hear you, but
Yeah, I from you.
Both hateful terms, but
One has got.
I don't know, man. I don't know that. So I didn't like Kendrick doing that. I knew what he was trying to do, but I wasn't feeling that too.
I
tough.
felt more uncomfortable when it was like the first time I fuck a white bitch was in Copenhagen.
Yo, I can't lie, yeah. No.
The way he kept on saying white bitch,
Yo,
I was like, yo, I'm stressed. I don't know why. I'm not even a white
I can't
woman.
lie, yo, it took me for. I can't lie to you, man. Imagine. No, listen, don't stop touching me. Nah, there was a bit. I can't lie, I was sitting there. It was like, sitting through. First time I fucked a white bitch, I said, whoa. And then I got over it. He goes, second time I fucked a white bitch, I was Kid Man City tour. I'm like, in Copenhagen. I'm like, what's going on?
But again, it goes to show.
And it shows you the. Sorry, yeah.
But again, it goes to show. Like, I personally didn't know. Like, I didn't think Kendrick would ever get that personal on a record. But here he is, laying himself bare, stripping himself down to the bare bones, like from start to finish.
Yeah.
And it's like you just gotta respect him. And
Yeah.
I think, I mean, to get into my like opinion of it, from start to finish, this album's fantastic. Conceptually, I think it might be his strongest ever because you see the growth from the beginning, where he's still riddled with the survivor's guilt. He's still riddled with the the savior complex and how much is dimming his shine and stuff. And by the end of it, when he's like, "I choose me, I'm sorry," and Mother I Sober, when he kind of just releases not only himself but his whole family from generations of
Yo,
like,
that shit is so deep.
Powerful, bro.
Yo, when the
and,
daughter
like,
comes through and says thank you,
Right,
dad,
well,
yeah,
fam.
You can
Mama
hear
Sober,
it.
I can't listen
Oh
to
my
I can't
god.
listen to it. I can't listen to it.
Via all the tap dancing, which to Peter's point earlier about tap dancing around the subject, to Whitney saying you need therapy and all that stuff, you can hear it, man.
Yeah,
It's a
Whitney.
journey.
Yeah.
It is a journey
Yeah.
from start to finish, man. I think United in Grief was a fantastic start. N95, although I didn't like it at first, it grew on me.
That's
Just
my
as-
Did the
planking
video
song.
make a
Yo,
difference
that's
for
my
you?
planking song.
yeah.
Like,
The
oh
video
my
made a
God.
difference for
It
you.
100% made a
I haven't seen the video.
The video made a
Big
difference for me.
Yo, the video is
is
so fire.
The video's gonna make you.
And I just appreciated the fact
I'll
that
show you later, but it's definitely gonna.
I
make
just
you
appreciated the fact that it's just one of those songs where Kendrick was just having a little bit more fun, like Silent Hill as well. Like people have called Mr. Morale a kind of like companion album to Keem the Melodic Blue because there's a lot of like the same kind of musicality in some respects. I see that in N95 and in Silent Hill. Like it's just the ones where he can kind of just be a little bit more goofy. Like take it off.
But he was
like,
stepping.
push
He was
bitches off me like
stepping.
sort of thing.
He was stepping.
This shit hard.
Exactly. You out of pocket sort of thing.
Bitch, you out of pocket. No, he
Exactly.
was stepping.
Worldwide
Fam.
Steppers.
Oof.
Ominous beat, fantastic storytelling. Fuck the white bitch, all that good stuff.
Last time I fucked the
I think the beat switch in that song was absolutely.
man.
It was illegal, bro. Absolutely,
Man.
and way too short. Why did he do that?
Way too short.
Why
Oh
do
my
that, man?
Bro, the
days.
way Kendrick uses his voice on the beat switches as
That
well.
beat switch was
Fam.
insane.
Yeah.
Die Hard. Very lovely, sweet song. You know what I mean? It's just from start to finish, man. Like Savior is my tune.
Yeah, that
made
beat.
you think.
That
That was one of my
beat-
favorite songs.
Your
Beat.
savior.
Benaki. Oh, yo.
LeBron
C'est la
said, give him
vie.
his respect. He's
The way
not
the
your
drums
savior.
come in, oh my days. And then Keem, are you happy for me?
Are you
There's
happy
just
for
so many.
me?
There's so many.
Why is his
quotables.
voice like that?
Bitch,
though?
are you happy for
Bro,
me?
there's so many quotables in this
Smile on
album,
my
man.
face, but are you happy?
Why is
Sorry,
he
man.
saying it like that?
I'm on the way. Are you happy for me?
Yeah, I've never enjoyed a review
Yo.
like this, by the way.
That's
Yeah,
how I
I've never
imagine
enjoyed a
him doing
review
his
like this.
posture when he says
What'd you
it.
say?
Are you happy for
Why
me?
is he talking like that, bro?
Bitch, are you happy for me?
Alright, cool with it.
But even the interlude leading up to that, where Keem was just going off, man.
Yeah,
Over
Oh,
the
that is
strings and stuff.
ridiculous.
Oh man, fantastic. And again, the story.
You ever had your mom strung out while you doing division? As soon as he said that bar, I was like, yo, Keem is about to spit.
He was about to spit. Man.
You know
I
what
just
song?
think-
You know what song had me in a chokehold? Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Rich Spirit.
Fam.
Rich Spirit had me in a chokehold.
Yeah, man.
I can't lie to you. It had me. I was
Yeah,
rinsing that song.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
There was a few songs where it was like Crown,
Oof.
when I was like, not sure about this to begin with, but it grew on me. The song with Ghostface and Summer Walker.
What did you think about the
Purple
go? I told you when you listened to it that you weren't gonna like it. What did you think of it?
I ain't like it.
What,
I
Purple
thought
Hearts?
so. I thought you wouldn't like it.
I didn't like
Ghostface
Ghostface.
verse. I
I
knew
didn't
you
like
wouldn't like it.
Ghostface.
It
I
was
knew you
decent.
wouldn't like it.
It was decent. Nothing.
It
crazy.
felt very a cappella-ish.
Yeah,
Like
like
the
It was
song,
weird,
the beat was
yeah,
fading
yeah,
up
yeah,
towards
it was tacked
Ghostface's
on.
verse. I didn't really
It
like
felt
that.
tacked on.
Yeah.
Some-
I
yeah,
didn't
like
enjoy it.
Summer Walker did her thing though.
Yeah, she
I quite
sounded
like-
good.
I
She
quite
sounded
like that.
good.
Generally, I think the Futures did their thing, man. I mean, Sam Duke did his thing.
he kept it in house, right? It was pretty much like PG Lang.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And, you know, he just did his thing, man. I just think conceptually, in terms of his storytelling, like, he's rapping on another level as well. Like, just in terms of just the way he's able to deliver his lyrics, whether it's the vocal inflections, whether he's singing, whether he's straight up rapping, everything, man. I just feel like he took that time off to really, like, as much as he is like a guy who kind of goes away, throws his phone away, and kind of looks at the world and kind of just like, like cancel culture, this, da 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 da. It's with purpose. Like, he's always gonna give you that nourishing stuff. Like, even in Savior, when he's calling out the rap game about you know, bite their tongue in rap lyrics, scared to get crucified about a song but they won't admit it, sort of thing. And he's calling out the rap game. He's calling out a lot of people and a lot of sections of society. And even in 95, where he's like, take off this, take off that, take off this, take off that. It's like Bo said, like, he's putting a mirror against society and telling them, like, yo, this is what's wrong with you. But also he's looking inward in the
That's
way
what
that
made
he's
it
never,
amazing,
in
though.
the way that he never has before as well. Like,
Yeah, he's
that-
balancing it.
But
Yeah,
that
exactly.
balance, though, I don't think I've ever
Yeah.
seen a rapper do that balance.
Yeah,
so
man.
amazingly.
Yeah,
Do you know what it is to hold the world up
It's
against? This is you
important to
guys,
say, like,
but this is
you're,
also me.
I'm not perfect, but you're not either. It's amazing.
Exactly.
It's an amazing message.
to
Like,
get
Exactly.
that, to get that balance.
Exactly.
And that's why like I'm so like conflicted, man, because like the content is there for me, man, but
the music is there as well.
I genuinely
trust.
the
think
production was just a bit too. It was a bit too messy for me, man.
I
Just
genuinely think you just need to
throughout the album.
listens.
Maybe
It's
so.
dark.
I
It's a
think-
dark album. Like
That
there
too.
are very few sort of like, even N95 is a dark song. Do you know what I mean? It's not. There's not really many high moments. There's nothing really colorful about this album as well. It sits in an area of deep introspection and it is dark.
I think Die Hard
So-
might be the
But I
one of the
love that,
only
though.
few
Yeah, maybe.
bounce ones.
Yeah, like maybe, but like, but yeah, I think
Can content ever be so strong to where it raises the overall quality of the album?
100%.
yeah,
100%.
Is that the case here then?
it's like Nas albums.
It's like, but on the flip of that, I remember you were talking about Group Home's album and how Primo's
Why you got-
production.
That was perfect, though. Can I just say, yo, that was perfect. That was perfect. That was perfect.
That's different though.
But here's the thing.
Yeah, what you say?
said
Yeah, repeat that
that
again.
Group Home's album, DJ Premier's production, makes it a 3.5. For me, the default, if the bars and the content ain't there, the most you're getting is 2.5. For me.
But
But,
when
you said that the beats make it even higher. So surely it can work the other way.
It's
as well.
different though, innit? Because what do we listen to first? The beat or the words?
I think the production always grabs
Depends on
you.
who you ask.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the production always grabs you.
Precisely. It's rare that you will listen to the lyrics first. Do you know what I mean? So that's why in this case I was so conflicted because the words are so potent, but the music for me just wasn't. You know what I mean? It wasn't the easiest on the ears for me.
Nah, I mean,
I'll be honest with you, bro. It took me 2-3 times before
Yeah.
I said, yeah, I know where I stand.
Yeah.
The first time I listened to this album, I don't know where I stood. I was like,
Yeah.
this is a lot. The second time I did, it took me about 3, 4, 5 listens for me to
Yeah.
go away and say, this is damn near flawless.
yeah. See, because
Like-
you, man, when I listened to it, I said to you guys, Yemi, are you gonna say it or am I gonna say it?
Yeah, and you got me shook when you said
Yeah,
that as
and
well.
and I was just like, this guy is the GOAT.
Yeah.
But I then said, and this isn't even a classic, which I think speaks to kind of like the reservations I had about it when I first listened to it. But to your point, like, it's just like ironing out like crinkles in a shirt, bro.
Oh,
You listen
every
to it a
time.
few more times, and it's the easiest listen for
Every
me.
time I've
For
gone
me,
back-
it's just easy
And
to
that's the
listen
thing
to.
about
Now,
Kendrick
like,
albums, like they're not designed just for a one listen. You have to.
yeah,
You have
it's
to listen
layered. Like we're gonna be
multiple
picking up
times.
shit in a couple years. Like,
Precisely.
What is
Loads of different motifs, loads of different like techniques he uses lyrically, like just like the sound, appreciating the production a little bit more as well with each listen. Like that's what Kendrick albums do, and that's what they're designed to do.
yeah,
And he's the best at that. I feel.
yeah,
Like.
So did he do it again?
he did it again.
Oh, he 100% did it again.
Not for me, man.
He 100% did it again.
What, classic?
Too early.
I love these
I think
conversations.
this time is too early. But
Well,
It's
It
a
doesn't
pretty
need, but
fantastic album.
look, I don't know if it's gonna be a classic, but I don't think it needs to be a classic.
at this point,
I think that's what I said last recording session. Not everything needs to be a classic.
It doesn't-
It can
it
just be a
doesn't-
really good album.
yeah, I feel you.
I think Kendrick is, as I say,
But if we're using words like flawless,
yeah.
No one has said that.
Rich said it, me said it.
I don't think Nee said flawless.
I said it's a masterpiece.
Damn near the same.
I may have said it's flawless. I have to rewind.
semantics in the rap game. are
But
something else,
yeah, for
man.
real.
Semantics in the rap game.
And it's-
Oh,
it's-
like, it really is, isn't it?
and
I'm
it's
like,
a
what's
If you say
wrong?
flawless and masterpiece, we're not
Yeah.
classic.
That's what I'm getting
Yeah,
at. That's what I'm
yeah,
getting at.
yeah.
Like,
And it's
are
a
we
completely
reserving it?
ridiculous conversation even to like talk about Jay-Z because like, you know, it's two different things, two different artists, two different types of music, etc., etc. Like,
That's what we do, innit?
but that's what we do in hip hop, right? It's like that's it. But it's maybe it will be a classic. Maybe we'll look at it as a classic as it goes into that fine wine phase, isn't it? But right now, it's just an absolutely phenomenal album that I'm gonna listen to when I leave you, man, tonight.
It's
Again.
same.
I feel like what I
Make
love.
sure you're
I-
happy.
Yeah, I think what I love a lot about this album as well is that he wasn't afraid to shirk away from controversy.
Yeah.
Like when it came to Auntie's Diaries, when it came to Mother I Sober, and you know, talking about him cheating on his partner and you
Yo.
know his mum's like,
Numerous
sexual
times
abuse,
too.
Yo.
numerous times, like,
Yo,
his mother's
yo.
sexual
Yo,
abuse.
mate, he was a wild Donny.
Fam.
He was a
Yeah,
wild
yeah,
Donny.
You seen Whitney as well, bro? Them shits is alright,
He
bro.
was
Yeah.
He was a wild Donny in these
Yeah,
streets.
yeah.
for real.
He was
And-
a-
but here's the thing: you don't expect that from someone like him.
Nah.
Because, you know, people have created this image
Yeah,
of him
yeah,
of a
yeah.
guy who can do no wrong.
But that's what I
And
love
this
about
album
him.
is the
though.
perfect tonic for that.
Yeah, he's destroying all.
But
of
that's
that.
what I
Yeah.
love though, because it's like you guys don't know me.
Yeah.
Like, and he's given us tidbits from before. Like I said in Good Kid when he was like, imagine me 16 killing someone. Like you guys don't know what I've lived.
Yeah.
So he's given us tidbits where it's like you guys stop acting like you know me. And I feel like this album was the one where it's like, here you go.
And the perfect example of that is us realizing that he had a second child by putting on the album cover.
Bruv.
That's Kendrick Lamar in a nutshell.
That he named Enoch.
Enoch. But I love that though. That's what I want my rappers
Yo,
to be like.
yeah,
I want my rappers
yeah,
to have
man,
on the street.
just-
Like,
yo.
I don't want to know you.
I knew he had the one. I knew they had a kid
Yeah, I
because
knew
I
he
got
had-
announced. But like I knew the second one, oh raw, she's breastfeeding the second baby.
And it's just the
Kendrick
way,
Lamar is that guy.
bro, with the strap,
And it's
even
something
the
he listens as well.
artwork.
Yeah.
If we're being honest, the artwork.
I love
even
it.
the
Fam,
artwork. if
gun
we're
in the
being
back,
honest, bruh, the strap in the
bruh,
back.
bruh.
And then there's another picture where he's got a shotgun and he's just there, bro. Everything about this, nah, I can't lie. He done did it.
Yeah,
man.
man.
I love
And
Kendrick.
it shows that even if he hides away without a phone 9 times out of 10, he listens. He sees the rap game. He sees what people are talking about when as it pertains to him, and he reacted.
He took me left
He
sometimes.
responded.
Can't lie. He took me left. Like when he brought up Kyrie, it took me for a left field.
Hell
But
yeah,
that
Pete.
verse is sick
Like,
though.
How did you feel about that verse, Pete?
I enjoyed it, man.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed that.
What do you
verse.
say? Something about
yeah, man. He said
He
he
was,
got.
it was talking truth.
Yeah, he said he got it and he started questioning Kyrie,
It goes, now
That's
playing
real.
Pfizer for
That's
relief.
real.
which means he got it bad.
Peter,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peter,
Talk to me.
did you start questioning Kyrie?
Oh, I like that, Yemi. Yemi? That's a great question. Did you question Kyrie?
No comment.
He,
man.
yeah, he doesn't even need to answer. That laugh said it all.
yeah.
But boys,
Bro, this guy's in Ghana doing just chilling.
just chilling, playing FIFA. and that.
Chilling, bro.
Hey, man.
You know
Apparently
what
he's
people
making
do?
a film there.
You know what people do when the albums drop? That amount of promo people do. And this guy's in Ghana just living.
Chilling.
No, we've got a deep hit, bro. People do Hot 97, Power 103, Power
J. Cole
105,
went to
Power
Rwanda.
103, everywhere. And this guy's in Ghana
And
just
he went
kicking back.
Ghana.
And he made J. Cole go play basketball. You know it's to run a man for a whole country.
wild.
Yo, he ran. I love Cole. He ran Cole off the country. Goes play basketball somewhere.
In Canada, right?
You see what I'm saying? He ran him out the country.
Didn't he go Rwanda?
He's playing basketball again for
He went
another team.
Rwanda.
Oh, he's playing now for a
Yeah,
team.
like, he got signed up. I
Jesus
think, last
Christ,
week.
what's it
No,
like?
that's Kendrick though.
The Canadian
That was Kendrick.
League or something like that.
That was Kendrick. He signed up last week to play professional basketball for like 8-9 games. That's all Kendrick.
Sorry.
You've got
Still
it.
big stepping on this desk here.
But yeah,
For real, man.
my point
Yeah.
is, bruv,
Fantastic album.
Salute to the GOAT.
I can't believe you
Favorite
done it
tracks,
again,
lads?
man. Oh, I've got bear.
Give me Father Time. We cried together. Mother,
Shout out to Taylor Page.
Mother Are
Sorry,
Sober. Auntie's Diaries.
Yeah, shout out to Taylor Page. On
Oh,
We Cry
Savior
Together.
as well.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Taylor Page on that.
Yeah.
She
She's
did
an
her
actress,
thing.
isn't it?
Yeah, she's not a rapper.
She was
not a
perfect for it because
singer.
I don't know if a rapper could have done
So
that.
my
man.
favorite tracks are
Yeah, for real.
United in Grief, N95, Worldwide Steppers, Die Hard, Father Time,
It's
Rich
better than the whole
Interlude, Rich Spirit, We Cry Together, Purple Hearts, Count Me Out, Crown, Silent Hill, Savior, Savior Interlude, Auntie Diaries, Mr. Morale, and Mother I Sober, followed by Mirror.
I
I
knew he was
you
gonna
didn't
go
just
through
want to say
the
the whole album.
I knew he was gonna go. As soon as he got to the third song, I was like, he's gonna go through the album.
He's petty. Don't mind him.
I hear that.
You're gonna
Yeah,
just say the
me?
whole thing.
I hear that.
Yeah, me. Top 5.
Worldwide Steppers, Father Time, Silent Hill, Savior, and Auntie Diaries.
Fair enough. I'm gonna go with N95. Rich Spirit. I love Rich Spirit. I don't think you might understand. I actually love that song. Silent Hill, Savior, Auntie Diaries, and Mirror. But Die Hard and N95 as well.
N95, like,
N95.
I just want to, like, just want to turn the table upside down.
But I've looped Rich Spirit the most. Like if I had to pick one song
Yeah.
after Father Time, all that,
Yeah.
because Rich Spirit's an easy listen.
That's the one that goes,
It's- And that's the one when he goes something about,
that one.
I'm Christ with a shooter, praise to Muhammad, I might
yeah.
nigga news, yeah.
Yeah.
Bitch, I'm
Oh,
attractive.
bitch, I'm a,
That
yeah.
one.
Oh, don't,
Yeah.
come on, fam,
Why
what
didn't
we
he
doing
pick
here?
up my singing when I...
I love, cuz,
Oh.
I really like this
Shout-
album.
I'll work on
Really
it.
like this
I
album.
mean, might be a
Bitch, I'm
futile question,
attractive.
but where does Kendrick go from here?
PG Lang, I think it's one of the most exciting prospects in hip hop. I'll be honest. They are basically a cooler, more well-resourced, younger version of TDE, and I think that's frightening for everybody else. RT.
Yeah, man are in trouble.
I think that they are going to sign some unbelievable artists, both new and active. I've seen like Brent Fayez, like links. I've seen obviously Baby Keem is there. I think the future of PG Lang is just limitless, yo.
Yep.
I'm genuinely excited about that shit.
I think we're not going to hear from Kendrick till about 2027. If I had to guess. I generally don't think 2027, but 2026 maybe, if we're lucky, on a Good Friday. But
You know what though? Like, because of this new outlet, because
Nah,
of PG Lang,
bro.
he might need to put out an album
Bro,
on
I
them
already-
early doors.
that's what I'm saying. I can't lie to you.
Yeah, he might need to.
I've already
Yeah.
got an itch
Him
to
or
hear
Keem.
Kendrick's
Him
music
or Keem.
again. It's
Yeah.
crazy. I've already got an itch. I'm like, I could do with new music.
So you
It's
got
mad.
to
To be fair, Keem
I've
will
got
probably
yo,
come first.
Is that drugs?
Keem will definitely come first. Yeah.
What did you say?
Keem will definitely come first. Yeah,
But
yeah.
with me, I think he's gonna go missing for another 5 years, man. What we
Yeah.
call Cambodia sign.
I don't know where he goes from here, man. Because even if he stops now and doesn't give us another album, he's going down as one of the greatest to ever.
Do you know what I'd like him to
So
do?
I don't really know, but wherever he goes, I'm open to it, man.
And I had a big debate with Johnny last night about this because Johnny was like, he's got basically no discernible bangers, and I almost banged Johnny in the mouth when he said that, actually. But with that in mind, I would love Kendrick to just release an album which is just full of like bangers, like just like because he makes songs like Silent Hill, which we know when they come on in the spot is gonna be fucking like we're gonna vibe in it. But I want there to be no doubt in anybody's mind about Kendrick's capabilities in that space. So I'd love him to release an album which is just like, you know what? You want the ones for the clubs, you want the vibes.
Here you go.
You want to mix in my tune with Amigos tune and with them, man? I'll give you that. I want him to do something like that.
You think there's still doubts though?
Yeah. Yeah.
But do we care?
I
but
don't
then-
think
can
so.
I don't care because I'm like, he doesn't need to make
But
bangers
do
to
we
me.
care though? I don't care.
For me,
to
for
hear
me, I
Kendrick
don't
in the
care.
club.
But
Yeah,
for me,
yeah.
I'm going back to Peter's point about being petty. I want people to be wrong about these shit opinions.
Like you can't argue.
Yeah, I don't want there to be any doubts about this man anymore because people are still finding ways to doubt him and it's just crazy to me. So let's just give him a track of like 12.
There's no doubts, man. There's no doubts.
I don't know, man.
That's like me saying I want to hold a Drake straight rap album.
There you go. It's the exact same shit.
Probably
Exact same
won't
shit.
Yeah.
Probably won't happen, but
Bro, whatever Kendrick wants to do,
yeah, I think PG Lang is the future. Whatever he decides to do, it's going to be in the interest of them. And I think it's going to be amazing. In the same way that TDE was just kind of like controlling the game from like 2013 onwards, PG Lang has the potential to do that as well, I feel like.
Yeah, man. Mad
And
exciting.
we'll see what happens with that. And Kendrick, boy, when you're off again, but when you come back, it's going to be another culture shifting moment.
Enjoy Ghana, bruv.
Enjoy Ghana, man. Enjoy playing FIFA with the man.
hey man, playing FIFA 2013 as well. But salute to him.
Absolutely. Salute to Kendrick. Salute to everybody who involved on the album. Special shout out to Duval Timothy as well.
Oh,
Did bits.
What a guy.
Did absolute bits as well.
What a guy.
And yeah, man, just keep doing you, Kendrick.
Special,
For sure, man.
special album.